I thought this was a great opportunity that the Art Center wanted to offer artists who felt somewhat isolated over the last year. And it was really just an extension of what I was doing anyway, because I would feel the need to get out and take my sketchbook and go drawing, basically, of what was around me. I'm down in Columbia County, and Hudson River is just a stone's throw from where I live.
Can I ask you what your name is?
What?
For the recording, what's your name?
I'm sorry, Andrew Pellettieri.
There you go. we all
Anonymous.
Yes.
Anyway, so the sketchbook offered this opportunity to go draw, and I would hop in the car, take my pencils and pens and other things, and go about Columbia County. After doing some Hudson River scenes, I ended up in Troy, actually, on Starbuck Island, and the parking lot of the Holiday Inn Express. The Holiday Inn Express in the parking lot early morning, because the light was exceptional. The way it was dancing off Albany's Corning Tower and some of the other buildings. And at sunset, early spring, the light also offered an opportunity bouncing off Troy's skyline. I'm also engrossed by the idea of space, but it's more related to how do we incorporate certain abstract concepts into a representational image. Sometimes I'm more successful than others, but these are just examples of what came out of the sketchbook and what was, I think, for all of us, a kind of isolated time. And some of it, this red buoy was in another parking lot. I end up in parking lots a lot. And it was odd because it was on the land and not in the water. And it was, I'm not sure if it was a live buoy or just an example of a buoy or a buoy waiting to be put in the water. But its color was what drew me, and its shape. And that's about those kinds of things around me just intrigue me, whether it's city or country or river or individual objects. Nothing more, nothing less.
Do you find that with the nature of you being in parking lots a lot puts you in a position to find alternative ways of looking at something that's not so idyllic? Like in the sense that you might be gravitating towards things in your surroundings that others might not find to be novel, but you're essentially capturing something.
Well, the thing about it is that, I think that that's true. It also provides me an opportunity to not have to worry about traffic or being on the side of the road.
It's a very practical
You
notion.
know, and if you stumble across a parking lot that offers an object or objects or a view, this is done from a parking lot as well, in between the railroad tracks and the Hudson River. In the dead of winter, the river was partially frozen. The only thing that was open was the channel, which the Coast Guard keeps open. And then there was this farm across the other way, and there was a lot of white. But yeah, I think that pretty much sizes my attraction to parking lots.
your sketches, or do you work directly?
No, it's mostly from, I agree that you can do that, but I'm not one who, is comfortable completely with just going out there and working fresh. Plus, it's better to like there were several sketches of this scene that were edited, etc. That I felt I needed to work up, before trying to make something work on canvas, which doesn't necessarily always prove to be the right path, but that's true of all of us, I think.
Do you use color in your sketches, or do you just sketch with pencil and,
Well,
I don't remember, I'm sorry.
yeah, I do use, usually some colored pencils or Conti, but most of it's in Wolf's Carbon Wolf's Carbon B, 2B, or not to be, no. Anyway, Wolf's Carbon pencil is, and my pen is my primary, but I will use color sometimes, or I will draw notes in the margins saying this was a gray sky or whatever,
I noticed there's like some, maybe just for me, but like kind of references to photography in some of these, like the buoy image. I noticed the way like the handles, I guess, on it kind of line up perfectly with the horizon, which seems like something that you see in a lot of like art historical like photographs. And then also your framing in some of them, like in the one with the trees, it's like a really wide angle kind of shot, and the way you're kind of cutting off the trees. I was just wondering if photography is something that you've been influenced by, or something that you think about when you frame your compositions.
This one, no, it just fell out that way. I think I kept lowering the sky down because I felt that this green band was too big in terms of the spatial relationship. This guy, I might say yes, because I did, in addition to the few sketches I did of it, I took one photograph just as a reference, but, to have extended the trees further would have obviously had a much larger canvas. And my emphasis really wanted to be on the river. There were a lot more trees, and I kept taking trees. First, there were a lot of trees in, and then there were fewer and fewer trees. But I just wanted that sense of space across the river, so to speak.
I see that though with the curve of the shore, it gives it the perception of a wide angle. Yeah, on the shore there,
Yeah, there was a little bit more of that. It was a little bit more dramatic, but just trying to keep it pastel, I guess, for winter.
It's great.
That's all.
You got a minute? Anybody have any other questions?
I did have a question about the top painting.
This guy?
I was wondering if the buildings, like, I noticed they don't have any windows, and I'm wondering why you didn't paint the windows. Like, it was, not that it's a negative thing, it was just something I noticed.
No, I don't think it is a negative thing. I initially was thinking of windows, but then I felt, then it would be more of a distraction from the angles and shadows and geometric shapes. And I thought, that's not what caught my eye.
Right.
When I started drawing from Starbuck Island. And it was the sheer pattern of shadows that sort of were cast. by the sun, it was very low on the horizon, and it was early, I guess it was March, maybe. The light, we were really fortunate, I mean, as a general community, because the light, both in the Hudson Valley and the Rensselaer Plateau, offers an opportunity for light to sort of just pierce at different times of year, especially late winter, early spring, and fall, and give just magnificent opportunities for shadows and light. So that's about all I-
It is pretty great how you detail the garage, and then, yeah, you didn't put the windows in it, but, and you have all of the detail on the top of of the buildings. It's fantastic that you can take yourself out of that situation of feeling that you had to have the windows in there, that there was something else that was more significant, which was the shadow and the color, you know, so it's
Yeah,
great.
There's so many beautiful buildings in Troy.
Yeah.
And even though these are the back side of, they still possess a magic to me. Anyway.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank